If you've ever grabbed a Starbucks iced drink thinking it's a healthier pick, stop. Because though they are smiling, one former barista just dropped a warning that's left customers questioning what's actually in that iconic green cup and why they would never drink it themselves. As one barista shared after opening the machine during a shift, "I found mold in the ice machine the other day and I told my manager, but she just told me to just use the other side of the ice machine." And it's not just about germs. The Guardian reported that a Starbucks caramel frappuccino with semi-skimmed milk can pack 48.5 grams of sugar. That's 12 teaspoons, blowing past your daily sugar limit in one plastic cup. So what's really hiding behind that bar? Isn't just overpriced milk and syrup. It's shortcuts, spoiled ingredients, machines that don't get cleaned, and milk that should have been tossed hours ago. This isn't about canceling Starbucks, it's about seeing behind the counter and making smarter choices for yourself. This is Empire Uncut. And we're about to show you why even Starbucks employees say, "Don't drink this." If that hits you like a triple shot, stick around. Because that was just the foam. Hit subscribe. The drinks aren't clean, but the truth always is. Ice. Moldy? If you've ever grabbed a Starbucks iced drink thinking it's the safe choice, maybe even the healthy one, you're not alone. It looks clean, refreshing, harmless. But what if I told you the dirtiest part of your drink, the real villain behind the bar, isn't the syrup or the milk? It's the ice. As one barista shared, their district manager told them not to deep clean the ice machine, just to wipe it with sanitizer. Not take it apart, not scrub it down, just sanitize the outside. Now, to be fair, not all stores are swampy little mold caves. Some are spotless. Others? Well, according to one ex-employee, it depends entirely on the store. I'd say it's probably 50-50 chance it's full of mold. And just so corporate doesn't sue us, yes, some stores do meticulously clean their ice machines. As one worker explained, "My store cleans them every night. We pour boiling water to melt the ice, then sanitize everything and run the parts through the dishwasher." But here's the problem. You don't know which Starbucks cleaned theirs, and which one just sprayed vibes and prayers. And if you're at a high-volume store with a line wrapped around the block, let's just say sanitation might not be priority number one. So what does this mean for your drink? Every iced latte, refresher, or shaken espresso comes packed with one extra surprise: mold spores, bacteria, and a little cross-contaminated coconut milk from the order before yours. You asked for iced? Be careful, you might get extra disgusting on the rocks. And if you thought the ice was bad, wait till you see what's lurking in the blender. Blended, not washed. If you've ever ordered a frappuccino and thought, "Wow, that was fast," there's a reason. It's not just speed. It's that the blender you just drank from may not have been cleaned at all. During peak hours, cleaning often gets skipped. What's supposed to be a rinse and wash turns into a blink and you missed it splash. And it's not just the blender pitchers, the lids, often neglected. As one barista vented, "Seriously, it's not that hard. Just set the blender and lid on the sprayer. It makes no sense." And let's not forget those milk jugs left out for hours, blenders with residual dairy. It's a recipe for cross-contamination. As one shift manager recalled, there were always milk residues on blenders. During rushes, milk jugs would sit out for hours. Putting them back in the fridge was a waste of time. So, next time you sip that tall caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino, remember, you might be tasting remnants of the previous drink. As one barista warned, there's a lot of cross-contamination. We use the same blenders and steaming pitchers throughout the day, so there's going to be dairy residue present. You thought you ordered a frappuccino. What you got was a blended mystery with trust issues. Even my sweet golden retriever would side-eye that. Because even if the machines were spotless, Starbucks still has one sneaky trick up its green straw, and it's sweet. The syrup trap. Let's say you skip the whipped cream, you avoid the caramel drizzle, you order an iced coffee or a green tea because, hey, you're not here for a sugar rush, just a caffeine boost. Well, surprise. Because what Starbucks doesn't tell you is that most of those healthier-looking drinks come with a built-in sugar bomb. And no, they don't ask if you want it. They just add it. A former barista revealed, iced coffee is supposed to come with classic syrup by default. Not all baristas even remember that. They call it the syrup trap. That innocent-looking iced coffee comes loaded with classic syrup by default. No one tells you, and nope, no one's required to ask. And just so we're clear, classic doesn't mean vintage, it means sugar water. No flavor, no vibe, just diabetes in denial. A sweetened grande iced coffee quietly drops about 20 grams of sugar into your day. A venti? Closer to 30, maybe 40 grams, that's 10 teaspoons, which for reference is more than a can of Coke. But sure, green straw does mean healthy. And that's before you ask for vanilla or caramel, or, may the calorie gods help you, white mocha. At that point, you're not ordering coffee. You're ordering dessert that's pretending to be a personality. But here's where it gets sneaky. Those colorful refreshers, they look like fruit spa water. Reality check, they're made with a pre-sweetened, shelf-stable concentrate. And sometimes, extra syrup sneaks in too. A barista clarified, refreshers don't get syrup, but are made with pre-sweetened ingredients. The pink drink? It's got more sugar than a Twix bar. The matcha latte? Pre-sweetened powder. The iced green tea? Yup, syrup by default. A barista on Reddit explained, the matcha should still automatically come sweetened with classic syrup. It's 3 to 4 to 5 pumps, depending on the size. Starbucks has mastered the illusion of health. It's not about what's in the cup, it's about what you think is in the cup. So even if you're tracking calories, cutting carbs, or watching your sugar, that cold, clean drink might be wrecking your day worse than a Frappuccino ever could. You're not drinking coffee, you're drinking a caffeinated dessert with a straw. You survived the syrup trap, dodged enough sugar to power a bake sale. But don't exhale just yet. Starbucks has another twist, and this one's creamy. The milk switch. You ordered oat milk, right? Because you're lactose intolerant, vegan, or just prefer the taste. But what if I told you that sometimes your drink might still contain cow's milk? A concerned customer shared, I think the manager told the barista to put regular cow's milk in my drink, even though I clearly asked for oat milk. And if you're ordering through the app, customizing your milk choice isn't always straightforward. A user noted, you have to go into Customize and choose Add Creamer to add a different milk on those. Make sure to put none in the amount for the 2% while you are at it. Even baristas admit that mistakes happen, especially during busy hours. As one ex-barista said, I used to work at Starbucks in 2022 when milk didn't go last. I was told the sequence changed after I asked to remake my drink. So next time you sip that custom Starbucks drink, remember, even with the best intentions, the milk you get might not be the milk you ordered. And just when you think you've mastered the milk game, turns out even your non-dairy might be lying to you. A healthy oat milk. Really? Let's say you're smarter than most. You skip the syrup, you say no classic, and you switch to non-dairy milk because you're healthy like that. Well, plot twist, baby. Even the milk might be lying to you. Because what ex-Starbucks employees reveal about alternative milks is enough to make you wish you'd just ordered black coffee. One barista tried to follow a rule. I have a rule for rushes. Only 3 milks out max. If I have 2% almond and oat milk on the counter, but a customer wants whole milk, I put away the milk that's been out the longest. But that's the idea. The reality? The truth is, non-dairy milks, oat, soy, almond, coconut, are some of the most mishandled ingredients behind the counter. They're used less often than regular milk, so baristas sometimes forget them on counters. Or worse, open cartons are reused across shifts. Another barista vented, once opened, they must be refrigerated. You're supposed to have backup stocked in the milk fridge too. And if you're ordering oat milk to avoid sugar, that's another trap. Venti pistachio latte with oat milk? That's around 57 grams of sugar, which is 4.5 tablespoons. Why? Because Starbucks uses Oatly Barista Edition oat milk, which contains 7 grams of sugar per 8-ounce serving due to the production process. And that dreamy cold foam? Yeah, it's made with either sweet cream, a sugar fat bomb, or whipped up oat milk that's been sitting warm and foamy for 45 minutes. A barista who just transferred to a new store said, "Nearly everyone puts leftover cold foam into a tall cup and lets it sit for up to an hour." David ordered a grande iced latte with oat milk. Light ice. Sounded healthy. And if you think switching to oat milk automatically makes your drink healthy, according to Action on Sugar via The Independent, a Venti Starbucks oat milk latte can clock in over 7 teaspoons of sugar and 350 calories, more than a can of Coke. And that's before you even add a syrup shot. But here's the thing. Whether it's the oat, the soy, or the dreamy almond cold brew, you're not sipping clean. You're just sipping less guilt and more mystery ingredients. And one more kicker from the baristas. Oat milks without added oil don't even steam well. So alternative milk is like makeup for your drink. You think it's natural, but underneath it's just stabilizers, sugar, and vibes. We're not here to tell you to cancel Starbucks. We're just saying, know what you're drinking. Because whether it's the ice, the foam, or that healthy oat milk swirl, somewhere behind the bar, someone probably whispered, "I wouldn't drink that." This is Empire Uncut, where the drinks aren't clean, but the truth always is. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment with your worst Starbucks story. And if this video hit you like a triple shot, watch our next exposé. It's already brewing. Trust me, it's hotter than a venti chai with extra spice.